Hi everyone. My first video was supposed to be about me and why I was here, but that will be another time. I will start with something completely different. As many of you know, I'm entangled in the atheist-theist debate here on YouTube, and for that reason I thought that I should explain where I stand on that topic. First, I want to say that I don't believe in an omnipresent God that exists in the supernatural and created the world and the people in it. But I think that can exist God-like beings or entities, or whatever we want to call them. And if they do, they will exist in another realm of reality. But it will not be in the supernatural world, it will be in the natural world. But the important thing here is that it can. But as long as there is no evidence, it's just a thought that can be interesting to speculate on and try to find the evidence for or against. But sadly, I think that we don't try hard enough to investigate this so-called supernatural. And some of us write it off a bit too easy just because it simply cannot be. Because in our perception on how the world works, it don't fit in. And if we do that, we are just as narrow-minded as the one that we criticize. And I don't think faith per definition is bad or wrong, but blind faith is. So if you think you have found the answer, question it again and again, because if the thing you believe in can't stand the scrutiny of your own questions, then it probably are wrong and bad for you to believe. But I also think that belief is an important part of life, because belief is not only belief in a religion or God, it can also be belief in a political system, a scientific idea, or belief in anything that you have not proven yet. And that kind of belief is the driving force behind the will to try to prove and accomplish the things you believe in. And I don't think we would have progressed as far as we have if it wasn't for our capability to believe in ideas that are not proven. So as I said before, it is not belief that is the problem. It is if we don't question our belief that is. Another thing that I think we have problem with when we discuss in this atheist and theist debate here on YouTube is that it seems like we discuss two or more things at the same time. One is if God exists, another is if the text that claims that God exists is right or wrong. The problem with that is that the Bible, for example, are not the evidence of God. It's just how people at the time believed that God was. So if the Bible is wrong, it just tells us that the person that written it was wrong about their interpretation on what God was or is, not that God don't exist. But sadly, many discussions seems to flip between them. So we have to specify if we discuss the existence of a God or if we discuss if the Bible or whatever text we discuss is evidence or not, because the two are not the same. And the discussion will be fruitless if we don't specify what we discuss. Just a couple of thoughts from me on the subject. I'm grateful that you have listened this far to my first video, if you have. Well, bye from me and have a skillful life until the next time.